If your body has a strong side, it's also got a weak side. Most people feel it in things like pistol squats, where one leg just doesn't have the same strength or control. But it goes way deeper than that. Even if you're not doing pistols, your hips, spine, and legs are moving unevenly every single day. And if you don't address it, those imbalances add up into pain, stiffness, or just feeling off. And that's why we have the Long Leg Monkey in our Elements program. It helps you build strength and mobility while showing you exactly where one side needs more work. And after my ankle surgery, this allowed me to work in a way that was good for both legs. Today I'm going to break down the Long Leg Monkey for you. And I'm also going to show you some variations as well as some adjustments to help you no matter what level you're at. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you the full movement and then I'm going to break it down for you, and later in the video show you some adjustments that you can use with that. So first off, starting off in a squat that's good for me, I place my hands down to the side. From here I load the arms. As I pop into the opposite side squat here, I'm going to extend my leg, sitting as deeply as I can into this position. From here, I shift my body over to the side and I can perform one more repetition of this. To reverse the movement, I come back into a squat, hands on the ground, extending the leg, and I can continue to perform one more repetition here. Now, the beauty of this movement is that you don't necessarily need to have your heels down into the squat when doing this. So if you can't get your heels down, it's cool because you can still do the movement. Keeping your heels up, you'll simply place your hands on the ground and extend the leg. Now you might also find here that you have trouble keeping your toes on the ground and you might need to raise them up like this. Also totally fine. Something else that we see happen is where a person extends the leg, yet they have trouble shifting to the opposite side. Well, in that case, just use your hands for support to pull yourself back into this squat position. Any number of things that you can do in order to adjust this movement, and that's just one of the reasons why I like it so much. So what's the Long Leg Monkey actually doing for you? Well, there's quite a few things happening here. For example, we have hip strength and mobility in multiple planes. Now you're loading the hip through flexion, abduction, as well as rotation, all while staying low and active. And that means that you're building usable strength and expanding your range of motion where it counts. We also have spinal strength. Now you're rotating, you're bending and extending under control, and that's going to help improve core integration and reduce stiffness from one-sided habits, which we all have. Next off, we have core stability. So every shift of your weight challenges your trunk to stabilize in different angles. In other words, it's not just forward and backward, but side to side and through rotation. That's going to build true three-dimensional core strength. And we also have shoulder and scapular control. And as your hands reach and stabilize, your shoulders are going to engage through protraction and depression, giving you more control over scapular movement and rotator cuff activation. These are key for posture and upper body control. And finally, we have real usable ankle mobility. Now, instead of forcing range in a stretch, you'll see here that you'll be doing this by moving through dorsiflexion while loaded. Now, that's the kind of ankle mobility that actually carries over into squats, lunges, as well as walking upstairs without discomfort. Now, if you're having a little bit of trouble with this movement, don't worry, I got you covered. Here are a few adjustments that you can do. Now, first off, typically look at what happens if your hips are kind of tight. Don't worry. Notice here that you can just step shorter and you can keep your hips higher. This is going to make it easier for you. And remember, just because you're making an adjustment to the movement doesn't mean that you're not still getting the benefits from it. You want to work at a level that's good for you. And by stepping shorter and keeping those hips higher, it'll be great for you. And you can gradually work on extending that leg as well as taking your hips closer to the floor. The other thing here is that if one side feels off, then all you need to do is just slow it down a bit. Do this and spend a bit more time in that end range, and it's really going to help you to improve flexibility of that. So when you put it back into motion, your mobility is going to be better, it's going to feel better, and the movement overall is just simply going to be better. So again, slowing things down, spending a bit more time in that end range, and as well as either not stepping as far with your leg and or raising your hips is really going to make a big difference in adjusting this movement. And the cool thing is that you can do that for both sides. Now, if you're looking to level up your long leg monkey, one thing you can do that I really enjoy doing is to add in a sumo squat in between repetitions of this. Pretty simple. All you do is you pause in the middle in the deepest squat that you can do before moving on with that movement. Now, another option that I really like to do, and it helps with building control, is from that long leg monkey position, I sit back, touching my hips to the floor, and then I get back up into that long leg monkey position. Now, once you start this in the beginning, you might need to use your hands, but over time, with practice, you'll find you'll be able to do this without your hands. It's really going to focus on further improving your in-range mobility, flexibility, and control. I love doing this. Now, one way that you can train this is by simply going side to side with a single repetition. So it would look like this: loading the arms, extending the leg. I then sit off to this side, coming back to this side, load, push that leg out, switch to this side, and then continue just going back and forth, working to possibly sit in each position for a little bit longer in order to work on that in-range motion. Shifting, going slow to this side, sit for a moment, placing the hands on the floor, extending the leg, sitting as low as I can, and then continuing with this. So this is a great option if you don't actually have a lot of space, and you can get in a lot of repetitions doing that. All right, there you have it, the long leg monkey from our Elements program. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch this next video because I know it's going to help you out.